Well, after a lengthy weather, lightning delay more than rain, I guess you would call it, we are back and getting ready to go to work in the scrimmage. It is going to be, of course, a shortened one. They'll do 15 plays with the ones, 10 plays with the twos, and they'll
12.
do 12 plays with the twos.
12 plays with the ones and 10 with the twos. Sorry.
There you go. That's what I'm here for, is to understand that. But
and then a quarter.
That was the delay that was going on. And it has been brutal on our internet around here, too. So if you're watching this and it's a little choppy, we understand that. We apologize for it. But we are recording this, so we'll have an unchoppy, unedited, uninterrupted copy of this up tonight that you'll have on there. Again, I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnetto. Thomas Scully joins us here in the booth. Jason Crooks on camera. Brett Stallsby is there, and KP is roaming around here getting all sorts of information for us, and we're ready to get this thing going. Nick, one more time, just a little idea of what we can see tonight.
All right, so there's going to be 12 plays with the ones, so it looks like Ash's defense will start. So Acadiana's first team will get 12 plays. Ash's first team will get 12 plays on offense, and then they'll go to –
if they don't just call it from right there, too. They're looking over to the sideline. So what I saw, they were turned around. Look, we didn't see that.
Right.
That was behind us. So we'll take you through some of the action that happens in this. We won't keep a clock in this. We won't keep the down and distance, any of that. But we'll just let you know what's going on if, in fact, it gets going.
I would not want to be the student manager that's behind Acadiana's huddle that's holding the camera, holding the lightning rod.
You see him off to the right side of your screen right there, too. But here comes that Wrecking Rams offense.
That's what I'm here to add, Coach.
That's right.
Again, we will get the players there, of course, that veer. And they tell you down in that Acadiana area, fear the veer. Well, it's out and going again. Handoff is going to be up the middle. And it's going to be there. Cohen DeBetta is at quarterback for Acadiana.
And that was Lightfoot on the carry for a 3-yard gain.
Coach, you were telling us a little bit about him earlier.
Yeah, he's a move-in transfer for Acadiana, 4.5 speed. His first year, he was a 3-year starter. They didn't say where he came from, but he's got the experience and definitely has the speed, and he fits in really well with the Bettas.
Well, you've got two of them, one at receiver, one at quarterback. A long line of DeBettas have went through this Acadiana program. Back under center he goes. Now a man in motion. Toss is going to come to that near side. Trojans have to come up. Good move there. That is Colin DeBetta spinning around, and he's going to get loose. The Trojans not tackling, driven out of bounds at the 40.
DeBetta with a little end around, little toss sweep, and two backs leading that play there, and DeBetta picked up a big game there for the Wrecking Rams.
You saw it there on the instant replay, and watch this at the end of it. He just slips out of that tackle and gets going back in. Of course, Firehouse Subs brings you our instant replay. Appreciate the food up in the press box from Freddy's. Freddy's the official sponsor of the Freddy's Friday night wrap-up. DeBetta back under center. He's going to go out and run the option. That tosses to the far side, trying to get out to the corner, coming up and making a tackle in good pursuit that time on the tackle.
That's Griffin there on the tackle, coming up from the nickel spot there, playing downhill. But, again, another big gain there. That's a little straight option Acadiana runs where they don't fake the dive. They just go straight option with the fullback leading. So they're both considered fullbacks in this offense here.
Back to the 35-yard line of the Trojans go DeBetta and the Rams. Second down and 5 here, probably play number 5 or 6. And this one, DeBetta sneaks up, calls for it. He's going to keep it himself. No, he gives that dive on. Boy, it is it's hard following it at all, even up this far. You know, Nick, we saw this a lot last year in that scrimmage when we went to Acadiana, that they just like to go out and get after that veer.
Yeah, actually, this is our defense doing a lot better than they did last year for sure. But no, it was good information there on that, because they definitely they ran up and down the field on us last year for the first series.
First down and 10 from the 27 going in. Handoff is going to be up the middle. There's that dive again. K5, Kyron Griffin makes the tackle, but not before another first down is picked up.
Yeah, giving it to Lighthouse again in that backfield. You know, you got Lighthouse and you got number 9, Syrian Joseph for them.
Deshaun Lightfoot.
Lightfoot. Sorry, I said Lighthouse. Lightfoot. Sorry.
You're showing your age, Coach.
Yeah. Lightfoot and Syrian Joseph back there, the 2 running backs. Both of them are seniors for the Wrecking Rams.
From the 17, they will scrimmage first down and 10. Go the Rams. Hand off again up the middle, and why not continue feeding the beast? That dive has been something for those guys.
Yeah, and what Alexandria is trying to do, the Trojans, what they're trying to do, they're trying to get an even man front, trying to squeeze down on that. And you know, playing responsible football, you guys have seen them playing before. It's hard, especially at this speed. As soon as those linemen's hands hit the ground, boy, they're off and going.
Yeah. Second down now. That was a gain of 4. So second down and 6. DeBetta under center goes for it, and you're right. They start right away. This time again, that dive off to the right side. This not as well. It gets 3 yards on it, and gets to the 10-yard line. So it'll be third down and short. But you're definitely, I think 4-down territory was made for Acadiana.
Yeah, I'm sure inside the 20 in these scrimmages, and they let them play 4 downs here.
Look, that's the kind of offense that will run out of plays before they get to the end of their 12 plays. Third down and 2. Go the Rams. Moving right to left. They are inside the Riverside Hospital red zone, and that turns into an Acadiana touchdown. And everybody's looking along the line of scrimmage, but he is already off and gone to the house. And just you can watch bury his way in. So our Firehouse Subs Instant Replay. Big shout out to the folks at Riverside Hospital. They are proud sponsors of our Riverside Hospital Red Zone. First trip tonight into it. And what's tough on the defense, Nick, is that they'll turn around and be back on the field now.
Yeah, because I mean, according to what I have here, it looks like it's going to be 8 plays. The very first play I wasn't able to stat, so that means they should have 4 plays left if I'm doing that correctly. And 80-yard drive on 8 plays. They average 11.4 yards a play, 80 yards rushing. Go figure.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0. Acadiana caps off their first drive. We'll keep it here and get through this. An opportunity to talk about some of the sponsors that we have. Of course, Belgrand, Lanyap Home Care on board with us. Lightfoot made his way from Franklin High School is where he came from. We appreciate that, without a doubt. Of course, hey, when we get out of here, if we get out of here early enough, we need to run by Trios. Did you see the menu? Oh, they've got that Wagyu beef that they've came up with, and it's special Thursday, Friday, but Thursday's gone. Today and tomorrow, check out Trios on there. As always, we're broadcasting live from the Trios press box, no matter where we go. I'm down with a little Wagyu over mashed potatoes with the dude. It's football season. We talk about food a lot. Acadiana's going to go left to right now. DeBetta will throw for the first time, and that one is behind his intended receiver. Will fall incomplete.
Holden Sam was on the pass reception, and he kind of threw it a little bit behind him, but there was nobody covering him in the flats, and a little roll pass, and that's old school. You fake the sweep, and you spin around in a little play-action pass. They were just trying to get out in the flat. So, again, when we talked about that 80-20 percentage, that's an example of that, and 9 plays, 1 pass.
Big shout out to our buddy Jordan Taylor with Under the Lights, supplied us with that information on Mr. Lightfoot. So Jordan and his group, make sure that you see what they're doing on. They have their shows on Wednesday, Sunday, and cover football all over the state. Go check them out at Under the Lights. DeBetta now to the near side, a little toss back in. Had a hard time handling it, but coming up in K5, lowering the boom there. My goodness, let's take a look at that one more time. You'll see him, Coach, come to the near side. The option is there. Look at K5 sprint up from the far side safety and comes in and puts a shoulder in him and does the damage.
Holden Sam trying to get outside, but K5 not unblocked and just coming down and just slow playing it, boy, and he laid a lick on him.
Old Dominion commit Kyron Griffin, the senior, coming up and doing that third down and long, 3rd down and 7. First time that it's been a long situation on this one. Fake the dive now, looking for the slant, tipped away, and finishing it off there. My goodness, did you see our man Raymond Harris come up and do that?
He did. He laid the lick, and we talked about Raymond Harris and what he could do, and boy, what a shot right there.
Raymond Harris with the pass breakup and K5 with the big hit, guys. Sorry for the correction there.
Back to work we go. We'll see. We've lost that bottom camera somehow. It got. Let's see if you came unplugged on that.
And they'll reset the downs and start over 1st and 10 on the 30. Should be pretty close to ending here. This
Yeah, it's play number 11. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the Trojans will switch over, and they'll get it for their 12 plays.
There's no doubt that we know K5 can hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think the rest of the state knows it now, too. Good work back in the backfield. And so after that long drive, Nick, one of the things that we concerned ourselves with would, after the Trojans give up a long drive like that, would they be fatigued? Not at all.
No, and Raymond Harris there coming up to make the big stop there again. And Coach Scully and I talked about it today, and kind of a little, just giving a little information to Coach Scully, just how good Raymond Harris is and how complete of a player he is, around the line of scrimmage. So great work there by that young man.
Yeah, and when you look at Raymond's, and you look at his size, 5'8", 165, but, boy, he can come downhill. And, Coach Mercer said a lot of great things about him, but just his speed and just being able to be unblocked. Boy, and when you can be unblocked, you can create havoc, on the ends, and that's exactly what he did there. And you're right, Doug. They did it. It didn't faze them that they scored. They turned around and, man, they shut them down defensively.
They did indeed. One of the things that we wanted to look at here is that Trojan offense now. They come out, Fontenot to the top. There goes Monroe to the far side with him. Noble Williams will be in the backfield with Carson Sellers to the near side, K.J. Ray. And they bring Monroe back, and he'll get the little jet sweep, I guess. Driven out of bounds is Reggie Donut Monroe. You'll hear him talk about Donut a lot, and we'll give you that story throughout the day. And next week, a little bit more about Reggie Monroe, but he's going to be a star. Quickly go the Trojans following that 3-yard gain. Noble, the only one in the backfield. They'll roll Sellers that way. Tosses it out. It is complete. Alex Fontenot's got his first catch of the day, and off go the Trojans for a first down.
Great throw and catch right there. Sellers to Fontenot, and you're going to hear that just like you've heard it. And great separation there by Fontenot on that catch.
Interesting note, Monroe comes off. Kyron Griffin now back in, stacked behind Fontenot. He is electric anytime he touches the ball is Griffin. He will touch it this time, and now Griffin tried to get to the corner. Acadiana does a good job bringing him down after a pickup of 3.
Great job right there by Brooklyn Lewis for the Wrecking Rams to make that stop on a 4-yard pickup.
They'll give him 3, it looks like, out to the 45, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Noble yet to touch the ball. Acadiana cramping in like they think they're going to see him. Now Williams goes out into there. They'll run the quick little screen. Monroe's got it. Oh, they bottle him up. They are well-versed on Monroe.
Little jailbreak screen right there by the Trojans, and the Wrecking Rams were not fooled. They just stayed at home and tackled him right there at the line of scrimmage.
First time that we've seen Hayden Burford. He makes his way in. K.J. Ray out on this side with him. They'll turn and look this way. So you've got 4 receiver set, 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Kind of a staggered as the slots are a ways off of the wide outs. Back to pass to Sellers once again. He's going to dump this one off complete, but well shy of it. Monroe shakes out of it, though, and he's going to have his way down to the – let's see where they mark him. Well, they marked him out of bounds pretty close. It'll be 4th down and 4. Trojans need a big one here.
They give him, a 2-yard gain on that one, guys, or a 1-yard gain?
I think so. He's got 4 to go, so it's 4th and 6. Noble yet to carry the ball. They bring in a – kind of that jumbo package, a couple extra tight ends. Maybe a penalty, though.
Didn't get the first, so they're going to go back and start the downs over. So they'll go back to the 30-yard line and reset the box.
And so instead of going for it or punting or whatever it is, they'll save their play, start over 1st and 10, because at the end of the day, it's working on plays that.
That's right. And unless they get inside the 20, then they'll give you those 4 downs to work with.
This is terrible on a statistician, by the way, because there's nothing in here that says, "Hey, just start a new
drive."
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't made for scrimmages, and we're just we're figuring that out. The Trojans will go left to right now. Sellers comes all the way over to Coach Bachman, Coach Donahoe to get the sign. Fontenot is the receiver to the near side. Noble in the backfield. We'll see if Noble carries the ball on this drive. Sellers calls for the ball, and Noble will have it there. Noble now cutting to the corner. Gets there 30, 40 now. This is why he's electric. 40-yard line and 30. Down the sideline he goes. Noble Williams to the house. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, Noble Williams.
Great job right there by Williams. He hit the inside. As you see, Sellers, it's almost like a read. He opens up, hands it to him. He steps inside and then bounces it outside, and there's nobody there for the Wrecking Rams on that outside corner. And Williams his speed and just takes it to the house there.
He is so fun to watch run the football. And that time it played in the Trojans' hands of not having to punt, not to give it back to Acadiana, and they get in strike. We talked about that a little bit earlier. The Tulsa committee live. Fong on out of the hold of Carson Sellers. Kick is up, and it is good, and you'll say that a lot this year. Nears the scoreboard and bounces off of it, and the Trojans tie this thing up. Nick, you've seen Noble a lot last year. What do you think about the first run you've seen this year?
I'm just glad he's on our team, brother. That's definitely it's amazing. And the thing about it is between him and Kaysen, they both can get the tough yardage. They both can get the 4th and 1, and then they'll get 2 yards, and then they can break it to the house. And I guarantee you that free safety right there, he thought he had a good angle on him until that play, and then boom, Noble, he kicked it on. And Noble's also received offers from LSU, Mississippi State, and many other D1 as a junior.
Toss comes back this time to the near side. He'll get it again. I guess that maybe not Noble in
I think
there.
that's Griffin, if I'm not mistaken.
Griffin's over here.
Okay. Oh, it's 9.
Number 9.
That is.
I don't think that's Trey carrying
No,
the ball.
that's Dalen Boss.
Okay.
Dalen Boss, and that's one that 1T has told us that would be first up. I meant to tell you guys it would be first up with Kaysen being out.
Sellers back to pass now. Got good time. He dumps that one off. Fontenot's got it again. That's their second hookup.
Now, one thing we didn't get a chance to mention was pretty much everybody across the front, Coach. Same starting line, with the exception of Gage Williams is your left tackle this year, where Carter Rivette was your left tackle last year. But everybody else has experience.
3rd down and 2. Handoff up the middle. Banging around will be stopped shy of it. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the 39. We'll see if the Trojans do go for it here.
Announcer jinx. I said they didn't get the 2 yards and didn't get the 2 yards.
So they'll reset downs again. Once again, they'll just reset it.
Okay, so they don't have the opportunity to go for it at all.
Sir.
All right.
And Doug, I'm sorry, I lost without knowing how to restart the with them, because the only thing it's allowing me to do is give it to the other team. So obviously the quarter situation will be better for me. So I don't quite have what number of play this is. It should be close though to the 12 plays.
They are getting close. You got the score 9-0. We'll fix that in a bit. Of course, that's just internal. It should be 7-7 on there, not 7-6. But we'll get that updated for you too. 1st down and 10. Now they'll go from the 30-yard line. Big shout out to Coach Chop down there at LCA watching on. We appreciate him checking in with us, too. And don't forget, we told you that the internet's a little iffy after that storm. We'll have it all recorded. Back to pass is Sellers. Steps up in the pocket. Zings that one down the seam, intended for Fontenot again, but unable to hang on to that one. But back in coverage were the Rams pretty well.
Yeah, Ty Thomas there, the senior DB with the coverage on Fontenot.
And you've seen it early on tonight how that offensive line is giving Sellers plenty of time to check not one but 2 receivers to make those opportunities happen.
Sellers now has it. He'll throw the quick hitter over to KJ. KJ trying to make a man miss. It does. Good block out on the corner. And that'll get KJ down to the 43-yard line and a Trojan 1st down. Now we're just counting plays at this point.
Coach, is this a situation where, and this might be the last play that they have, is this a situation where you do try something that might, or do you just play your game?
Yeah, I think he's going to play his game, and he's just trying to do different things with this personnel, no doubt.
Boy, they've got a drawn-in defense. Sellers rolls to the far side, looking over the top, trying to get to. That is KJ Ray, unable to hang on to that one, and that will swap it. So that will be the end of the 12 plays there. So, guys, Acadiana had it 12 plays. Trojans had it 12 plays. What are your thoughts there?
I thought offensively for the Trojans, I think Coach put in the plays exactly what he wanted to see. He had a little a sweep. You did a couple little jailbreak screens. You ran the ball like you normally do. You tried to get outside. You worked inside. I think just his bread and butter, and I think they're just wanting to see how physical. And again, this is the first time you're playing against somebody different. So you really just want to see what are our guys going to do, what's that energy level look like. And I'm telling you, offensively and defensively, there's no doubt they're right where he wants them to be, especially in this first series on both sides of the ball.
There you go. Looking ahead, we will be on the road with the Trojans next week in the Jamboree in Zachary. If you'll remember, we were up in Sterlington last year. We'll be down in Zachary this season. But if you've not gotten your tickets for week 1, when the Bryant Hornets make their way down here to Alexandria for a week 1, I don't think there's enough of a description for the game that's going to be. It is going to be standing room only in that one. And that is right around the corner. So the Trojans, did they take a timeout is what it was to talk about things? And now, they did. They took a timeout because they'll stay on the field here. So they won't swap it over just yet. But that Bryan, Arkansas comes in 26 games in a row. They've won 7 of the last 8 state championships up there, I do believe. And, yes, they are in the highest division that Arkansas has to offer. Tremendous, tremendous week 1 matchup. But the Trojans' schedule is loaded, Coach.
Oh, it is loaded. And, what you're preparing for, you're preparing for the end. And there's no doubt by starting with Bryant that he's setting the bar as high as you can set it. They played Bentonville last year for the state championship. Bentonville beat them for the first time, and you just said 6 out of 7 years they've won it. So those are 2 powerhouses, and they scrimmaged on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week in a little charity scrimmage. And so I know the coaching staff had an opportunity to watch them again, play live on TV.
But then you've got a week 2 at Union Parish. I know Coach Spatt's gone, but that's a tremendous Union team. LCA comes in. It's a loaded up early schedule before you get to 2-5A. First and 10 from the 38-yard line. Back to pass to Sellers. He's looking for all of it right here. Got a man wide open. Oh, he underthrows it just a bit, and Carson got hammered back in the backfield. The ball falls incomplete, but Sellers took a pretty good lick there, but I like that downfield shot.
Again, knowing that it was your last play, and Nick, you mentioned it, what do you do? Well, Coach just went for the home run. They had him on a good post, and Sellers had plenty of time, just a little underthrown there. But, man, thing about Sellers, he gets rocked and gets right up, and, it doesn't faze him. So great composure in the pocket.
Yeah, now we have the 2s coming, guys, and they're going to be going 10 plays for the 2s. Acadiana offense is going to start on the 30-yard line.
Guys, I look down there at linebacker, and I see number 46, and, boy, I can't help but think about the great Xavier White. That is Carter Davis that is in 46. He's going to be a great one, too. But X continuing his football career over across the river at LCU, along with a number of Trojans. Handoff goes up the middle, bulling his way forward for 6 on the play.
Yeah, and the Trojans are going to stay in that 4-man front with 2 linebackers. Almost looks like a 4-4 because their outside backers are in kind of tight. But, again, when you're playing this type of split-back team, that's what you want to do. You want to try to make sure you put your hands on as many guys on that offensive line as you can.
Hey, if you've not followed and subscribed, it's okay. Just leave us a comment down in there and let us know who you're cheering for. Keep them respectable, guys. It's a family event. Loss of 2 on the play. But if you get an opportunity to subscribe, we would love it, too. It helps get our shows and videos out to more people. And don't forget, a lot of big things coming up as we follow NAIA football beginning next Monday. You'll want to see that, too. The NAIA Daily is coming to you. Second down and 12. In this one, Nick, second team, this is where you start to build that depth.
Oh, yeah, a lot of fun with this group. We'll give their names here in just a second.
Under center, ball on the ground. But again, that's not going to do anything as far as a turnover. It just a little bit of ball handling issues. That looked like 19 at quarterback, was it? For Acadiana?
I can't see from here. I was actually focusing on the Trojans. We got, like you said, 46 is Carter Davis. We have 92 who on the roster is Cameron Mason across the front. We have 27 out here, and the outside backer is Kyron Gaines, and then we'll continue to go as these plays go on.
Chase Marshall is in there at quarterback. Dive right up the middle, though, and he's off and going. Going to have to come up and make a tackle. Good block downfield, and he's going to go to the house. 20, now 10, 5 into the end zone for a Wrecking Rams touchdown. Let's take a look at it one more time, Coach, and you can take us through that one.
Yeah, just, again, opening up, towards us on the screen and just hitting that inside veer. And really, that offensive line did a great job of just crashing it down, and then he was off to the races. Acadiana does a great job of their receivers blocking once you get into space. So when you got to remember, he's hitting that full speed, and those guys in the secondary, it looks like they're just not moving, but they really are. Those guys are just that fast.
You saw at the tail end of that play, the guy doesn't get the blindside block on.
That's what I was about to say that too. He waited for our DB to turn and face him, and he was, of course, by then he's just really setting a pick. But good point, Doug. I was gonna mention that as well.
Boy, if you and I are on the same page, isn't that scary?
Oh boy, yes it is.
Acadiana gets into the end zone there. It's 14-7. Now for the time quarter, they'll reset all of these scores and everything from there. But still have probably 5-6 plays left for the for Acadiana here. What do you have them score wise? I mean, plays wise.
I'm like I said, with it not resetting the way it was.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna try to do that on the. I guess I could write them down.
It's
I
quite all
could
right.
be doing that. But but Jeremiah McKinney, number 24, is also out there on for defense. You saw number 41, Devin Lee, almost catch him. You have 35 out here at cornerback, and this is that's Perez Chipman. Then we'll.
First down and 10, they go. Handoff goes straight to the fullback. That dive is there, and a good job by the interior line of the Trojans.
31 is Reed McKenzie, DB for this Trojan second team. 27 is, I mentioned him, is Karen Gaines. Wonder if he's related to the other Gaines boys that came through. I did see Saturday where there was another Frazier at Brame.
That's right.
And he looked just like Jay. I know y'all knew the other ones.
Tay Frazier, Jay Frazier, and his mom did respond and let us know that, yep, he's coming. And so that was great to see. Sets up for the veer this time. First man through gets it again and just pulls the pile through all the way out to the 40-yard line. There's two piles that got tackled right there.
Well, and that's the thing about the Wrecking Rams. And when you think about what they've done, I mean, they've run this offense for as long as I can remember, and this goes back to the 80s. They're going to drive their guy like a sled until that whistle blows. So you always are going to see two different piles because you're going to have a group of offensive linemen still blowing their guys back.
The echo of the whistle. 3rd down and 6. We go from just inside the 35. Dive to the fullback again, and he's got room, and he's going to be off to the races. That was just sucked inside. Only one man can catch him. We'll see if he's able to get the angle, and he does. Good job of tracking him back down and not giving up on it was Justin Miranda. Good to see Justin down there doing that.
Is that the Miranda who's
It's
brother?
the younger brother. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Younger brother of Jacob Miranda.
Yep.
Big shout out to our buddy Jacob Miranda and that Miranda family. But Justin did a good job. Showed some speed there to close, too.
How many times, Coach, I'm sorry to interrupt, but how many times, Coach, you see someone make a play like that, and then there might be a fumble the next time, an interception, or maybe just hold them for a field goal here?
Never give up.
That's right. And on these plays, you're looking to see who's going to give effort till that whistle blows, and that's what you're looking at when you see a busted play like that for defensively.
First down and 10 just outside the 10-yard line to the 11. They're in the Riverside Hospital red zone. Always a good time when teams get down there. Just would like to see it be the Trojans on there. But shout out to Riverside Hospital, proud sponsors of local high school and college sports, and partners with us on the Riverside Hospital red zone.
Also, guys, number 45, Jayton Antoine is in there for your Trojans. I think that's number 20 on the outside there, Romeo Sherman. So I think we've probably mentioned everybody that's on the field right now for your Trojans.
2nd down and 7. Line to gain is the 2-yard line. Ball is on the ground, but I think they're going to, the Trojans had it, but they're going to call a false start, it looks like.
Can we decline it, Coach?
Yeah.
Oh, me.
You see Coach Dotson over there talking to his quarterback. He's like, do not, I don't care if the official blows a whistle, do not let the ball touch the turf.
Look, we were able to talk to Coach Doug Dotson a couple of times last year. Spoke to him earlier this week as well. And last year, when he got the job there, he was just making his way in, following a great legacy on there. And look, it's difficult when you walk in there and your last name is on the stadium from the great work that your dad did on there. But this is Doug Dotson's team.
It is. And, you look at that list of coaches that have been down there in the Acadiana, at Acadiana High School, and it's a who's who when it comes to that group.
2nd down now and 12 following the 5-yard penalty. Trojans close in 10 guys within about 8 yards of the ball. It's going to be a little toss to the far side. Good looking tackle there coming off the backside. Was that 24?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, 24. Yeah. That's McKinney, but Miranda forced him inside there, Coach.
Yeah, and, that's what you want. Defensively, you want to try to get as many people in the box. And when you're playing a split back veer group like that, you got a better chance of them running than throwing. So you mentioned it, Doug. Putting 10 people in that box, boy, it makes it easy because you can't block them all.
That's exactly right. And that's where Acadiana likes to sneak one down the seam, too. They'll feature that tight end who just drifts down. We'll see. But the Trojans are creeping in. Very impressed with Miranda and McKinney tonight in this one early on. 3rd down and 13, officially a loss of a yard on that one. They'll run the dive up the middle. Gets down. It'll be 4th down. But, Coach, you said they'll give them this. They'll let them continue out there 4th down here.
They will. Inside the 20, they'll let them go 4 downs. And right when you think Acadiana is going to throw because it's 3rd and 13 and they just hit that dive. They hit that inside veer, and, now they make it manageable.
And at 4th down and 4, have to get to the 2-yard line. 4th down and 3, the nose of the football rests at the 5-yard line. So just have to get a little longer than 3. But everything at their weapon here. Big. The only thing that's going to save the Trojans is it'll be half the distance and won't give them a 1st down on that. But it'll be 4th down and 2 now.
I think we have big 97 in there now, guys, for you Trojans. That's Peyton Crutchfield, sophomore, 6'2", 275 pounds. Just came in for this goal line.
4th down now and 2. They will go. Spending a lot of time tonight down in this Riverside Hospital red zone. See if the Trojans now can stay there. And Acadiana seems like they've been good at getting 4th and less than 2 or 3. Going to roll around and keep it himself. No, it's a dive. They'll get enough for the 1st if they don't give him the touchdown because he just had to get inside there. But I'm telling you, if the quarterback keeps that, he walks in.
He does, and Acadiana's philosophy: give it before you keep it, and they want to give their running backs the best opportunity because they're the ones that put in the most work in that group, no doubt about it. When it comes to running the ball,
1st down and goal to go. Nose of the football just inside the goal line. I don't think you can get 1st and goal to go less than they are now. Inside the 6-inch line, those are the football rest just this side of the goal line. Dive once again and into the end zone easily. That's going to be there, and that will cap that play off. So they have picked up a couple of touchdowns on this drive, has Acadiana. You see him just bang around there and into the end zone. Appreciate our folks at Firehouse Subs. Did you know they're the official sandwich shop of 446 Sports? Keep an eye out for our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game. That will get back up and going. We'll have that here and down in the Lafayette area. Big shout out to Sabine State Bank. Once again, they are the sponsor of our Player of the Game. And so we will have their game ball given out at our coaches' shows. Man, it's a lot of fun You just have to get in there and get going. PAT is pending. Extra point is up, and it is good, 21-7. So 2 touchdowns out of those 10 plays, guys.
Yeah, the big play, the long 70-yard run, was tough to kind of swallow that right there. I mean, your defense, battled and tried to keep them out of the end zone and didn't give them a freebie.
We're going to see Vaughn in there at quarterback now. And Nick, you and I talked about it. The growth and maturation that young man has been tremendous.
Yeah, I know he's throwing the ball real well on film this camp.
Handoff there and goes up the middle, and that's that young man that you told us about a little bit earlier, Dylan Boss.
Yeah, he's gonna do well, and then of course Marcus Price, a new receiver on this team, number 8 on the outside. Look for him, and look for Brylan Jefferson, number 7 on the other side. Look for them to stretch this defense a little bit.
2nd down and 3. They'll go following that one. H-back split off to the right side. Receiver to the top in this side, but a false start penalty is going to get them before things get going.
Looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense.
There you go. That'll be a free first for the Trojans. Put them outside the 40-yard line to the 42. And tell me, Nick, a little bit about the progress that you've seen in Acadian Vaughn.
Yeah, I mean, just one thing is just confidence. That's the main thing you see on film. He's making throws that he didn't, last year whenever I was watching film, and continuity with the receivers. But and he's bigger now. He's a stronger kid. He's been in the weight room, so that's been the main thing.
1st down and 10. Handoff right up the middle. That looks to be. Well,
that's Boss again on the carry.
Yep.
So, Coach, whenever he's doing that, he's reading the defensive end on that, on the give or to keep.
Well, I think in this I don't think he's reading. I think it's a straight give.
Okay, gotcha.
It's giving the guard an opportunity to pull around. It's more of a.
So that's why a delay.
Yeah, that's why it's the delay. But I'm sure they have packages off of this particular play.
Jefferson, the receiver to the top. Brylan Jefferson. Vaughn will call for it, but whistle gets things once again. And I'm not making a call because last time I said motion. That'll be offsides again, and the Rams just leaning over, getting a little bit of an advantage. And I like the way these officials are cleaning that up some. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 with this 5-yard step off. Out near midfield to the 47.
Looks like there's Christmas lights or something across flashing out to just keep it across the field over there, and I keep thinking it's lightning.
2nd down and 5 from the 47. Go the Trojans. Vaughn's going to high snap. He just dumps this one off. Good shot out to the tight end, and that one is complete there. Actually, the H-back is Thomas Crenshaw that goes up and get that one, and just great work by Crenshaw to pull that in, get the first.
Yeah, great play action pass there. And, get the defensive end coming inside thinking it's going to be a run again, and the tight end just slipped out into the flats.
You see it on your screen. They mark it shy of the first. Gets out to the 49-yard line into Acadiana territory. It'll be 3rd down and short. Acadiana's defense just bunched in. Boy, they come after you. False start against the Trojans as left tackle just kind of leaned over a little bit. Well, the playbook against a good defense changes a lot from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6.
Sure it does.
Yeah, but when Coach is on the sideline, he liked that.
Yeah, not so much now. 3rd down and 6, back into Trojan territory they go. Again, this is the final 10-play segment of it, and then we'll get into the controlled quarter. It'll be up and going here momentarily. And you take all the other scores and put them out and just get into it. But we'll talk about what you guys have seen, too. But just you didn't get as much of a look at the ones on there. Normally, they'll go 2 or 3 series. 3rd down now and 6 following that loss for yard. Back to pass. It's Vaughn. He's going to scramble to the near side. He does run very well. Looking around and just going to throw this one. No, he looked like he was throwing it away, but comes back. It's going to be incomplete. but a good job of coming back to that one by Marcus Price.
Yeah, that was a great job by Vaughn to get outside. And, a lot of times those guys want to keep it and hold on to it, and he did a great job of actually giving Price an opportunity to make a play on that ball. So there's something they work in that scramble drill when they get out there. They learn how to work back towards the ball and giving themselves an opportunity to make those catches along the sidelines.
They'll flip ends of the field, and the Trojans will go back to the 30-yard line. First down and 10 they go.
Hunter Lonsberry on this side here, Doug, number 2, in for the first time.
Vaughn's got it, but not before a false start. And that's not going to make – so you've seen out of these twos a couple of offsides and a couple of false starts, and neither side can be that happy with it, but that's what scrimmages are for.
Yeah, Keelan Atkins has come in. I think, is it Keelan? Keelan Atkins just came in. He was actually going to be the guy on the carry there, number 23, for the Trojans.
Yeah. So, Coach, this is a situation where as a player, man, you're just like, gosh, why can't the coaches be on the sideline? Why are they right there behind and seeing everything?
Well, I was going to say, this is the only time you'll see him go to a huddle is the twos.
You're right. You're right.
Vaughn's got it. He's looking near side. Quickly thrown out. Lonsberry's got that one. Misses, gets out of a tackle. We'll get to the 34-yard line. Good to see Hunter Lonsberry, the 6'2 junior wide receiver.
Also got some playing time in baseball as a pitcher last spring.
You know that Coach Briggs is going to rely on him next season on the hill, without a doubt. Second down now and 7 to go in this one. Trojans moving right to left. Ball rests at the 33-yard line. Have to get to the 40 because they started over on this drive. Vaughn now quickly. Nearly intercepted, but complete out to the far side, down to the 40, now 50. Putting his head down and getting the first down there, and goodness gracious.
Great job right there by Marcus Price to stay focused on that throw, because you almost, it looked like it was a pick six.
Yeah, it looked a lot, and you'll see it up at the top of your screen, right? He throws it out over towards Firehouse Subs and completes that one, and now runs, and, well, that was just all him at the end of it, too. Tremendous job. And again, you guys alluded to it earlier. Is that a huddle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm glad Coach pointed that out because we sure haven't seen that much.
Two receivers now come out to the near side. That's Lonsberry at the slot. H-back is there. Very familiar formation for the Trojans. Vaughn calls for the ball. He's looking back this side. And look, these DBs from Acadiana are jumping the route.
They are jumping the route, but I'll tell you, those throws to the far sidelines, he's putting some zip on those balls to get them out that quick. And that's what's impressive about Vaughn. He is young, he's young still, but, boy, he's putting that zip on it. And, yeah, they're missing it, but, boy, just think if they would hit the receiver and time it, they wouldn't be making these catches. So they're being a little greedy defensively, which they'll eventually win one of these and maybe pick it, but they're giving up big yardage because they're not making the plays.
Is this where you stop and go?
Yes.
Yes, second down and 1. Vaughn looks around for it there. He'll toss this one back off to the right side. First down is there, and that's the young man you alluded to, Keelan Atkins.
Atkins did a great job right there getting that first down. And again, you throw those short routes 2 or 3 times, and the next thing you know, you get that toss, and that end is going outside, and he just cut it back against the grain there and got picked up the first.
Good-looking drive here by the Trojan unit that's out on the field. A lot of confidence out there in this one. Receiver to the top, one to the near side. Atkins, the running back that's in there.
There it is. Oh.
Goes over the top. A little pushing and shoving, but no flag.
Top of the screen, man. 12 stopped, and he was wide open, but of course.
So when he does that, too, and I was watching that play on there, Vaughn looks him down, and he's covered there and turns and faces the receiver to the near side and lets it go. But I like the way that he was able to work through his progression. But if you can add that look off and then go back to it, but that's for another day.
And, here's the advantage of having the huddle, and Nick, you mentioned it. If you're a second teamer, coach is trying to make sure we get the play right. Get it play right called in the huddle. Make sure now everything else is just, but you want to make sure the play is right. You don't want to waste 10 plays. you want to make sure everybody's on the same page. And those guys, they run these plays enough, but that's why Coach is in that huddle.
I'm curious, are they going to do another set of plays in this one?
Coach Dotson's coming over.
Looks like he may say, hey, can we do one more of it? But what originally was given to us was 12, 10, and quarter. The ones are anxious to get back out there. Just to give you an idea, if they don't, it will be a live action quarter. The ones are going back out. We see Jayton Terry is there. Now, I don't know if this is a designed 10 plays or so or more just to get the ones some work, because they really didn't have a lot, guys.
No, because you're used to going three rounds of this, where you're going 15, 12,
Correct.
then 10.
Correct.
And they're eliminating the goal line, and they're eliminating all those extra snaps that they normally get in. So yeah, looks like number 90. Nick, have you called his name? That's Gary Boatman.
Gary Boatman, yeah.
He looks like he's come in now.
This is that group of ones, and it's not the timed situation yet because they'll go out for the coin toss and all of that. But DeBetta is back in there, so you'll see one-on-ones in this one. Dive is there to the fullback.
It's hard to see their numbers, guys.
Yep, going to
It
get
is. 3
out of it.
Was that number 3? Or yeah, it was number 3.
Yeah, it was number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Lightfoot, and you'll see Lightfoot do a lot of big things. The running back out of Franklin High School now at Acadiana is going to – I mean, you put a runner like Lightfoot behind an offensive line like they've got, and that bodes well for you. Second down now and 7. Go the Wrecking Rams left to right. Dive is there, but the Trojans are up to the task in this one. And quickly it is money down.
That's a great job right there by Simon and Williams on the play there.
Guys, don't forget we're 2 weeks away from our inaugural Coach Thomas Bachman show of the 2026 season. Join us Thursday nights at Walk-On, 7 p.m. This is year 7 that we will have been out there, and so we appreciate the folks at Walk-Ons. We'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Pineville is on Tuesday night. Holy Savior Minority is Wednesday, and the Trojans will find their place on Thursday night. Third down and 6. DeBetta under center. The dive again is there and pushing a little bit of a scrum. That'll be 4th down. And they should reset based on what we have seen earlier.
So the biggest difference, right, Doug, on this series for the defense, now they're getting underneath the pads of those offensive linemen. And so now they're not getting blown off the ball, but they're doing a great job of staying low, and they're blocking it up and giving those guys an opportunity to get outside as Boatman comes out and in comes
Carter Rivette makes his way back out there. Good article on Carter and his joining up with Nike Elite with what they're doing for his discus and shot put work that he does. That young man is going to be sensational in track and field, no doubt. Continues to be sensational in track and field. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line as they reset things. Griffin, the lone safety back, he sits at the 40-yard line. Dive right up the middle once again. And that veer keeps going.
And one thing you'll notice with Acadiana, and again, this is part of the standard that Coach Dotson, Coach Davidson, Coach McCullough, they've all done. They don't switch their running backs. So when Lightfoot's always going to be on the right side, and Joseph's always going to be on the left side. So they're not afraid to run it on either side, but it just makes it simple so they can run it fast and run it to perfection with the split back veer.
Why are they their stance with the running backs? Why are they so low, Coach?
Track stance. Oh,
Got him back in the backfield, and that will. But that good pressure that's been coming. See who that was that came through there, guys.
is it 19?
Yeah, Tyler Bowman, number 19 this year.
And Tyler ran the ball a lot there in a little relief last year and made his way to the defensive side of it, too. He's going to be a good one.
Yeah, very athletic coach. Transferred in from Northwestern. I mean, he's from Northwood, so I had to sit out. But just played offense last year and got moved this past spring.
3rd down and 11. Trojans got off the field the last time, theoretically. That one down the seam and complete, and that's just a beautiful pitch and catch there. That was complete to number 11, and that was, is that Boudreaux, is that? Yeah, that was Boudreaux. A lot of these teams have multiple numbers and just have to make sure. I appreciate whoever highlighted the defense. That's good work.
No problem.
That's Nick.
That's Nick. 1st down and 10. From the 45-yard line goes Acadiana. Snap is back there. Handoff, dive, dive, dive. It's like a submarine out there. Dive, dive, dive.
See Minor out here, Coach. Is his left cornerback now for your Trojans. And looks like, and Jayton's up top, still right corner.
Yeah, Minor was on the previous pass play, and he had great coverage, but, man, just – had the opportunity to make that inside catch. And, of course, Griffin was there. K5 was there to hit him, but he didn't jar it loose.
Marion Simon out there as well, host of these Trojans that are there. Sykesville, we see him at the linebacker spot. Now they'll come and run the option the near side, suck the defense in, but coming up and making a big-time play on the corner. Good work.
By Minor. Great job right there. Getting off that block and making a great play right there.
Watch him come up, and if you don't make this, he gets to the outside, but a great job of fighting off that block and getting there.
Yeah, Coach, of course, I know you know Coach Mercer real well, but that's one thing that they preach. Their DBs are going to be able to tackle. They're not just out there to be Deion Sanders.
Maybe a face mask at the end of this because they marked off 15 yards. And that will get down to the 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for Acadiana.
It must have been somebody who came over I think Sykesville, he's kind of upset. It might have been him because Minor was definitely low enough to where he didn't get the mask that I could tell.
I think they're calling late hit on the quarterback by Sykes.
Okay,
that's what it was. And he went up on him, and they're going to protect the quarterback, and I think that's why the white hat made that call.
Gotcha.
Thomas is not – the coach here, Coach Bachman, not happy at all there too. And we saw a little of this last year, Nick, while we were down in the scenes.
I wasn't going to mention it, Doug. I'm trying to mind my P's and Q's, but it was it was there was not friendly banter.
No pleasantries exchanged, should I say. 1st down and 10 here, moving left to right for the Wrecking Rams out of Acadiana. And that Scott area down there. Going over the top of it. That pass is complete down inside the 5 to the 4. Goodness gracious, that was that little barking going on there.
Could you get the replay or no? Might be too late.
Well, no, it isn't, but we may, depending on what. Now you'll see the throw.
See if there's a catch there.
Oh, he had the catch. The catch was there.
I know the crowd's saying that the ball was bobbled when he hit the ground, but.
Boy, it's Bang Bang having to call that too, but it'll be 1st down and goal. And Coach Bachman out inside the heart of that defense.
Coach Mercer heading out there as well. Minor had great coverage. He just didn't get his head around, so he really didn't see the throw.
You can take it while they're out there. We'll take a look at it just a bit because you can see the tail end of this play. And watch, we'll stop it right here. You're right. The receiver just looked at it the entire way back.
Yeah, and he's just reading the receiver's hands, and he just made a great catch right there.
Acadiana once again inside the Riverside Hospital red zone. We appreciate the folks at Riverside Hospital for all they do for our community and being a part of our 446 Sports broadcast. That's got to be as cool as the foul ball, doesn't it?
It's almost.
It's up there. It's up there. DeBetta and company inside the 3 again. I'll call for it. That dive is there, but the Trojan interior line up to the task.
Yeah, you're going to see big 44 there. Coach Bayon's he's going to take a double team, which allows everybody else to make that play.
Reminds me a lot of Jacobian when he was here several years back, would just fill the gap there. Congratulations to Jacobian, I guess, signed with the Chargers out there too. A couple of former Trojans doing well. DeBetta under center. The dive is there and into the end zone. It'll be an Acadiana Wrecking Rams touchdown. That is their 4th in this period tonight in the plays.
And that was Lightfoot on the carry for the Wrecking Rams.
Let's see if we can go back and catch that dive into the end zone. And it's going to be hard to stop him from a yard or two out of the end zone. As he's falling forward as soon as he gets the football and gets him into the end zone. Again, beginning week 1, we'll have the Freddy's Friday night wrap-up. Join us for most games. We'll be back over there. Those away games we won't be. But we'll talk all the things going on in high school football on that night.
You said Lightfoot was from
Franklin.
Franklin Parish, so that's up in the Northeast.
Yep.
Okay. Which they've had a very, very good program.
Pretty
over the
good
past,
stable of running backs there
Yes.
now, too.
Yeah, and they had a Carroll transfer this spring, so definitely it's very rare, Coach, these days. Where back when I was playing, you didn't have anybody leave Monroe to go play football anywhere else.
No.
You're exactly right.
Definitely a job transfer. If you're going down to Scott, Louisiana,
Right.
you're thinking oil and gas or medical field, one of the two.
He might be working at Uncle T's Oysters down there. That's a pretty good spot to go.
Food, here we go.
Oh.
And shit, look, I tell you, everything's relatable to somewhere that we've been. They'll continue 1st down and 10 now from the 30 going the other way. Lightfoot's got it, but he is gathered up.
That's actually Joseph on the carry because
Was it? All right.
Yeah, they reversed. They tried to run that slant, they call it the cutback veer. So he opened and the running back tried to cut across. But great job right there by that interior defensive line of the Trojans.
Nick, did I see that was 57 out there along that defensive line?
Yeah, that's Carter.
Okay.
Yeah. It for some reason on the roster it says 87, but he's wearing. No, I'm sorry, it is 87. Excuse me. Yeah, it's 87.
Okay.
It's just kind of bunched up. Excuse me. Yeah, he was 57 last year on the offensive line.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But he moved it. No, I still think the guy to the inside of him, Nick, look at the
Is there?
Vortec right next to Bayon. He's switching now, coming this side. That is 57.
Is it 57?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Jarrell Miller.
That's a sophomore, I
Yep.
believe.
5'8", 225. Okay.
A little busted play there and going to slide down. And Carter was like, don't go down yet.
Yeah, a little fire plug there, Doug. 57.
He really is.
Yeah, got good penetration there as well.
You talk about Miller, and he is 5'8", 225. How about that? Look,
I
if
wish
you're
I
out-
was 5'8".
If you're out there as a sophomore with the ones in this group, that's pretty solid.
And you're
I'm
on the
sorry.
interior line
I
at
know.
225 and 5A ball. That's really good.
Coach, that wasn't too long ago to where 5'8" was not a bad size for a nose guard. Back when I played ball.
If you watch
Maybe
any,
that was a long time ago. Now that I think about it.
if you watch any Wildcat football, take a look on the defensive line. Jonathan Moore-Leday, a couple of inches shorter than him, and playing on the starting defense there. Sellers looks over, and we'll stop this.
I guess they call it timeout because we came out 5 wides, I guess.
That was Fontenot and Burford to the top.
With
Donut is out there with him, and to the near side is Noble and KJ. Boy, this is what we talked about. It's tough to cover this. They'll look over.
How do you
trying to-
like that, Coach, as a defensive coordinator?
You don't. You better start backpedaling now. You 5 wide.
Quick pass over to the far side is complete. That's Donut's got that one out to the 33-yard line. So that quick screen out of it. When Kaysen comes back, you'll probably rotate Burford out of there, but you put Kaysen out in that formation as well. That's tough to cover. They'll give him 2 yards, make it 2nd down and 8. 3 this time to the near side. That is the wide side of the field. Sellers, couple of steps, now zips this one, nearly intercepted. He tried to force that one in there to KJ, but I don't think he turned loose the ball when he wanted.
Yeah, what you think, Coach? Think KJ stopped? He found the opening and stopped, and I think Carson thought he might have kept
drifting.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
3rd down now and 8. This defense from Acadiana has been solid.
And that's what Coach Dotson talked about was how good the defense was.
That's historic for Acadiana, though. Sellers now off his back foot. That one's complete. That's got Noble out over the 50. Good job receiving out of the backfield. Noble Williams in there hustle down.
David Bell trying to make that tackle in the secondary, and Noble just ran right over him.
That's Noble for you. He'll do it. First down and 10, ball rests at the 46. They run donut on late. Reggie Monroe. Noble's going to get it the conventional way this time, and that's a handoff right up the middle. And look at him continue to drive those legs. My goodness. Give him 8 on the play.
You know, one thing, Coach, from last year, and actually all 3 years that I've been involved with covering this, Coach Bachman's offense, it's 50-50 run to pass. I mean, everybody thinks they just throw the ball, but it's very balanced.
In his entire time here, you're right, it is very close. Noble's got this one trying to get up, but an arm tackle brings him down. That's a big dude down there.
84 for them. That looks like Mendoza. No, it's tight end. Might be 94. Looks like maybe Kendarian Brown for them.
Third down and 2 now for the Trojans. Snap is back. Sellers has it. Handoff. No, Sellers is going to keep it to the far side. Carson's got it out to the 30, now 25 before he is hammered out. Boy, he was every bit of the purple on that one.
A little bit quicker than last year, huh, Doug?
Just a tad. Let's take a look at it one more time. And we won't get to see much of this, but we'll see him pull that ball and take off and had everybody fooled on this one except our extraordinary cameraman. He was following the quarterback the entire time. Back to live action we go. Handoff goes up the middle, and that's Noble who continues to bang around, and that's a feature back right there.
Now, Nick, that's what we were talking about. That in that play, there is a series where he does keep it, and you could see the H-back trying to block the end, but he wasn't able to block him, but Sellers did it by himself.
Dylan Boss now in at running back. He'll get it, and he'll get enough for the first down. Inside the Riverside Hospital red zone go the Trojans.
Yeah, Coach, and on film, Carson, just not necessarily the RPOs, but just him getting away from pressure. He's a lot more mobile than he was last year.
First down and 10 now. Ball rests inside the 15. Halfway between the 15 and the 14 is where the Trojans will have it. Noble back in at running back after getting a breather there for just a moment. And now Noble, so much for the breather, he'll be out in formation. Sellers back to pass. Great job of the offensive line. Sellers buying time, and he's got in the end zone. That is touchdown. Reggie Monroe, touchdown Trojans.
Well, you give that touchdown to the offensive line right there. They did a tremendous job of giving him time.
You'll take a look at it here one more time, Coach, and take them through it.
Well, they got that bunch set. He goes in motion. And Seller, I mean, look at the time. Look at just the blocking of those guys up front. What a tremendous job. And that's what happens when you give him time.
Good work by the ones for the Trojans. And Coach Bachman, I mean, he's going to block this one if he's not careful. That kick is up, and it's good.
I'm curious because he does that on film. He'll walk in front of Eli and walk between Daniel and Sellers, on the snap, and not just. Sometimes I wonder if he's just trying to see
distraction.
Yep.
Good work by that Trojan 1 unit. My count, the Trojans and the Wrecking Rams first units, 2 touchdowns each.
Yeah.
Trojans 1 running, 1 passing.
Look, Monroe is going to be such a weapon for the Trojans amid all of the others they have. That wide receiver room is solid, as you'll see. First down and 10 from the 30. They're going left to right now. Sellers back to pass, dumps this one off. Fontenot's got it, now turns inside. He's to the 47-yard line, and Trojans will go tempo here.
Yeah, maybe we need to ask for a 20-second timeout so we can run the replays. So
Right. Monroe and Burford come back in for that heavy package. You've got KJ and Donut to the top, Burford and Fontenot to the near side. Noble is off to the right side. He's flanked right of Sellers.
How weird is it that the center he gets to just turn around? I guess as long as he keeps his hand on the ball, he can turn and move, huh?
Delacerda can do whatever he wants.
He gets it back to Sellers this time. We'll see if that offensive line is holding up. Going over the top now is Sellers. He's got Fontenot, but misses him, just overthrown by a couple of yards.
And Hot Dog just put his hand up. He came across. When you're in that slot position as a receiver and as much speed as he has, he gets to slide through that middle of that field. and you're going to see eventually they're going to hit him on a drag across because they're chasing Fontenot down the middle, and he's just going to slip right underneath it. And you watch how many times they score this year.
Well, they drive him back like that, and so Donut able to find a hole in the middle of the defense and make his way. We couldn't break out Donut hole this early, did we? We did.
you did.
Second down and 10 from the 46. It's early scrimmage. We're working some kinks out. Noble's looked like Carson slipped, and there's got to be a little 15-yarder there added on. It's just flying over at the end of that. We'll take a look back at it one more time. The whistle is blown here, but watch the safety come fly in and just get a free shot on Noble there.
So I guess we're going twos, Doug. So I guess we're going to go 10 plays with the twos here.
But they're out at.
We've got our Acadiana's first team defense and our second team defense. There we go. They're straightening it out now.
That's going to be a difficult try when both the second team defenses go after each other.
Who's the quarterback in that?
For Acadiana?
No, just messing.
Oh, that's see.
I bet there's a lot of them think they can play quarterback on coach.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I'm failing at this miserably.
There's some free safeties back there saying, Coach, give me the ball, I can throw it.
You might have a quarterback at free safety back there.
You may.
We are broadcasting live from the Trios Press Box. We will be here all season long. Trios Press Box can be found here, can be found at Menard, can be found at LCU, and at Pineville High School. How about that?
I was going to ask you the whole group that we had this season.
Yep, they'll be there with us. We appreciate all the folks that have got on board. We couldn't do it without you guys. And, of course, Central Management, our title sponsor. They are Bell Grand, Lanyap Home Care, and then many places all around the state of Louisiana. Snap is there. Dive is called. A good job by that second unit to get the stop.
And they did a great job, too, in their first series of stopping that play, that dive, especially the inside. Outside's a little easier, but, boy, that inside, when they get behind those big offensive linemen, it's hard to get behind, get around there and make that play.
Second down now and 8, it looks like.
What's the speed of your average block in that right there? I mean, as an offensive lineman. I mean, you look in the second? I mean, you don't have to keep your block for long, huh?
3 yards every step.
I got you.
Second down here. Ball rests at the 32-yard line.
Ball's
it's on the
ground.
ground. Not going to matter. Trojans come out of there with it, and that'll reset things.
Yeah, Devin Lee there with the recovery. Also your backup kicker, number 41.
These are the things that we talk about. Turnovers don't really come
right.
into play in this other than a reset.
But as a coach, you're wanting to see what effort. Like the
you
quarterback didn't go down to go try to get that when he fumbled it. That's what's going to be talked about on the film. Okay.
Other than anything else.
That's it.
That he didn't get after it.
Yeah, go get it.
And then on the twos, what we're looking at, 21-7, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Acadiana. I think it's 3 to 1, isn't it?
14 to 14. 14 to, our twos I don't think have scored.
Okay, I got you.
So it's 14-14 ones, and the twos picked up a couple of touchdowns. Dive is there and driven into the backfield. Well, good looking play. You see in 46 make another big tackle there. Carter Davis coming up and doing work.
Yeah, and Peyton Crutchfield coaches there, 97, big sophomore.
That D-line in that second group, when you look at them compared to the first group, I mean, the size, they're very similar in size. I mean, that's some big kids right there, in that second group.
Trojans developing a little bit of depth. In the past, that's been one of the things that's kind of haunted them is no depth and not able to rotate folks on that defensive line. I see that that's changing. Again, we know the internet is getting a little iffy on there. This storm has caused a lot of chaos that came through earlier. Handoff goes, and they'll stretch that one out, getting to the corner, but just a touchdown-saving tackle right there for the Trojans, number 31, Reed McKenzie.
Great job right there by number 19 to get to the edge. But, man, McKenzie coming across that, down the field, across the field to make that play. That was a great job right there.
The one thing you'll see, guys, on this new roster that Ash has Remember how we talked last year, Doug? It was junior.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of sophomores in this second group, which is very positive considering how many seniors we have this year.
First down and 10 from the 45. There's going to be maybe offsides on the defense. We'll have to look at it and see. They got a cross. The flag was thrown right away. And we'll see what they call that one. Check down at the bottom of the screen, and you see our Saddlers towing, scrolling scoreboard there. You'll be able through the season to keep up with all of the scores that are going on around the way. Just some tests out there right now. But Saddlers towing, tremendous work that they do for us. And a false start is actually called there. It is declined on that big stop in the backfield.
Yeah, illegal formation on that, so they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage because that's why the end man threw that flag on that play, and that's all it is. The receiver not getting on the line of scrimmage, so too many men in the backfield.
And that's why the play doesn't get stopped.
Doesn't
You
get
can play
stopped,
through.
correct.
And that's the guy that's out there with the side judge.
Looking
and he
right
said,
at
am
him.
I okay?
Yes.
I guess he didn't check and see if he was okay, but they whistle him there. This time you see him, he is looking there.
You want to get a coach fired up, do that.
That'll do it. Second down and 13. Dive is there up the middle. Trojans able to respond to that, and
92.
not as aggravated out there on this drive. They seem to be getting after it.
That's Mason on the tackle there. He read that from the play, from the snap, and was able to make that tackle and get him from behind because nobody blocked him backside.
Another sophomore, Cameron Mason, 6 foot 230, along the defensive line as a sophomore. Building depth. Trojans defense has been pretty solid the last couple of series on third down. Bunched in Acadiana offense set for the veer. Give the dive again. And again, same result. I'm telling you what, Cameron Mason is fired up there. Also good work inside. Was that 24, Jeremiah McKinney?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, 92 reminds me of another Mason that we had a couple of years back.
You're right about that.
Really enjoyed, him and Nelson. That was two very, very big names for us 2 years ago on that 24 team.
They'll flip it over. Another one of those off that team, if you'll recall, Jacoby Morris, offensive lineman, now is back home and is playing at LCU.
Oh, good.
So he's
well. Speaking of sponsors, Doug, and everything, it's great to see Matthew Sadler. Matthew Sadler doing well. And,
absolutely.
When we talked at the get together this last time, talked to him. You have the medicine that you have to take for the transplant.
Right.
So he can his body doesn't resist him. But they were having a little kink with that. But Janelle said that he was doing well and
went out
really
and visited with him and talked to him while they were coming back from Baton Rouge the other day. And look, they're tremendous folks. What they do for the program, for all of this area. And I'd tell you how we met, huh?
No.
We met by accident. First down and 10.
Oh,
Dive goes up. Now that's on their sign, so I can use that. That's just a slogan. No. That one's okay.
Well, since you with the corny joke, which is
that
good,
wasn't
that
a
was a good
slogan.
one. That was a good one. Okay, but we do want to remind them that if you are in an accident, which heaven forbid you don't want to be in one, you have your choice of who tows you.
You don't have to wait on the list that they tell you.
Yes, that you don't have to. You don't have to wait on the list that they tell you. So, if you want to use Saddlers, you pick up the phone and you have them. If you're not able, you have them call Janelle and Matthew and get them out there.
That number happens to be on the bottom of our screen at the Saddlers Towing scrolling scoreboard. Look, the funniest thing about it here, they get as much publicity when somebody's parked like they shouldn't be around here and somebody needs to get out. That's right. She said she loves football.
Yeah, and they're always when able, they're always at the coaches show on Thursday nights and have befriended my wife during the shows and appreciate that and also just in the generation of now there's some grandbabies that attend the show. So
that's right. Isn't that great?
Just a really good group to be around.
Hats off to our friends Doug Young Nursery and all of the work that they do getting behind us. Links on the Bayou. Stay tuned for our drive of the game. Second down and 7. Snap is back there looking to throw this one. He's pressured, got a hand in the face. That one could be picked if they turn. Well, good job by the receiver coming back. He ends up playing defensive back.
Romeo Sherman.
Look, again, that play was made on the back half by that front seven and the pressure because he's having to go off his back foot and throw that ball up in the air, and that's tough.
You know, one of the things you talked about, Coach, was just Vaughn, you know, our backup quarterback, how the zip he was putting on the ball compared to that right there and allowed the DB to get in position. But, Doug, you talking about Doug Young Nursery.
Yes.
We just planted our poinsettias. So before we know it,
Yes.
before we know it, there'll be a bunch of poinsettias ready to sell. We're about to be in mum season, but still open 7 days a week, 9 to 3 at 29 Roberts Road. So go out. We are open to retail, so go out and help yourself.
There you go. Don't help yourself. That's
No, seriously, that's what you do. You drive around, you help yourself.
So
and then
you get
come
what
up,
you want, and you come up and pay on your way out?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, no, you drive through all. I mean, there's some sections that are blocked to where, you know, you can't get into them. But yeah, as long as the weather's good, you drive through, you put it in the back of the truck, put it in the car, you come up to what we call the bottom of the hill at a gardener's shop,
right.
and you pay right there.
I love it.
So
That's
yeah.
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Good job by that second defensive unit. And I say second on there. I saw a lot of guys that I think will make some big impacts this season rotating in.
Well, you look at the size of those guys and the energy level, man, my goodness. I mean, they were flying around the ball, again, on the different series. And, you know, that's why you hope to get another series, give these guys an opportunity to redeem themselves, and that's what you saw. Now you notice offensively the coaches are not on the field this second series.
That's right. Acadiana Vaughn back in there at quarterback. Dylan Boss behind him, H-back and receivers at the top and the bottom. Boss is going to get this one, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. This, I think the feeling out period is over with. These guys are banging around on each other.
Yeah, Chris Williams there, number 84, and Coach and I talked about him a little bit earlier today. He's looks like he's going to be the blocking tight end for this Trojan defense. He was in, and now he's been subbed out for Lonsberry, wide receiver.
Second down and 10. To the near side it goes, and that one is complete. That was complete to Marcus Price. Well, we talked about the arm speed and saw how quickly he gets that ball out to the numbers, and that's not an easy throw.
It's not, but you can tell the work that they've put in over the summer, and they had a lot of success on 7-on-7. But you know, again, it's that depth that you've built here, and you can tell.
Third down and 6 now for the Trojans. This second unit from Acadiana has been solid. Well, look, I better pick that one up.
Yeah, I think it's live. So.
That was thrown backwards. So that could have been a lot of trouble there. Let's see if we can take a look at the way that was again. And he throws that backwards. Good thing it bounced up into the hands of Thomas Crenshaw that time.
Coach, I'm sure you saw pre-snap. He was trying to get Boss lined up, so that was just kind of a mess up from the start.
And you can see Coach Bachman just talking to him, you know, and just saying, "Look, slow down," you know. And again, that's the nerves of these guys. You know, first time they were probably going against somebody since the spring,
right.
And now you're going live. There's nobody standing behind you. So, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to let these guys, now they've come back on some of the coaches have, but he's wanting them to be on their own.
Vaughn will step up Acadiana to the 25, calls for the ball and has it there. Gets a good pocket. There's some of that arm strength. Over the top. Got a man get a 5 into the end zone. My goodness. Stumbling around. That was Maurice. That was Brylan Jefferson that got that one. Look, Nick, as you watch this one, tell me, we've talked about the arm strength all game long on him.
Yeah, that's on film. I mean, we've been seeing that all film. But, yeah, I mean, once Jefferson was open, I mean, Vaughn has the arm. And KP and I talked about him earlier. KP was asking me about that. And, I mean, he's a talented kid, and he's taking coaching well. And I'm sure that Coach Scully, you were talking about the Friday night. I mean, you're talking about them being live. These guys, they usually play, JV on Monday?
Yes,
so
they sure do.
They're a Friday night playing in front of this crowd, although it's kind of a lighter crowd because of the weather. But that adds more nerves to them, right, Coach?
No, it does. And look, this is the cool thing about what Coach Bachman and his tenure of being here. He just took and put him off to the side after a play he messed up on, and just look, he didn't fuss him. He just talked to him. In the next play, he throws a 70-yard pass for a touchdown. He didn't try to overcoach him or beat him up. He just said, hey, look, let's get the next one, but don't make that mistake
And look,
again.
that wasn't a 70-yard touchdown pass like we'd seen a lot of where you dump a little jailbreak screen off and they go. That was money.
On the money. You're right. That's awesome.
Yeah, 7 and 8 or 7 and 7 and 8. So Marcus Price and Jefferson have been. I mean, they're sophomores and they've been a lot of fun to watch on film.
And you said it, sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn will call for it again. Rolling back this time, it is the little jailbreak screen. Gets some space inside, trying to get through. Doesn't do it out to the 42-yard line, but that was Jefferson again. Jefferson's got to be a little winded.
He's young, Doug.
He's fine. That's right. Let him go. I'm telling you what, he's like, let's run it back. Let's call it. He's over here like, let's run it again. Hurrying to the line of scrimmage is Vaughn in that Trojan offense. Vaughn's going to keep it himself. Now get to the corner, and he's got some wheels. To the 40 now, 30 he goes. Spun around, breaking through, down to the 20 now, 10. Driven out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and a flag comes on at the very, very end of that one.
Man,
oh, my.
That guy's got an arm. He threw that from the goal line to the 25.
They're going to get him for blocking back, the receiver. And
gotcha.
But it's at the tail end of the play, so they'll have all of this.
They'll mark it from the spot of the foul. But, again, when he's that's the new rule that you can't block back on somebody, and that's what it was. I mean, it looked like a clean block, but I saw it, and
so basically explain. So when the DB turns, if you're so close, even though it's legal or used to be legal, okay.
Yes.
All right. So because I'm like you, I thought it was a legal block, but you're saying that how close he was to him. Okay. All right. And then he threw the flag that distance because that's the spot of the foul.
Correct.
That's what he's using. Okay. I got you.
Lonsberry and Jefferson now the receivers to the near side. Two receivers set.
And I'm glad you explained that, Coach, because I'm sitting there thinking, I thought that was a clean block.
That is Keelan Atkins now in the backfield with Vaughn. Acadiana Vaughn looking great in this one. It's going to go up the middle, and Atkins is hit right away. And loss of a yard there. Good penetration by that Acadiana defense.
I would have never thought it'd be this hard to see those gold numbers on those jerseys, but I think that might have been 25, Coach.
It blends.
Yeah. I think that's Trey Thomas who might have had that tackle, Coach.
Loss of 2 officially. That'll put him back to the 41-yard line.
So he did a good job of reading it off the edge, and that's what he did. He came down the line of scrimmage and made the play. Vaughn had his back to him, so he didn't see,
Jefferson and Lonsberry once again to the near side. Back to pass now is Vaughn. He's going for it again. Got Jefferson wide open once again. Into the end zone and got it. Can you say deja vu all over again?
Well, that was a great job. Again, a little skinny post right there. And man, what a shot by Vaughn.
Watch it here on your play. And that's just Jefferson running by his guy who's giving him 5-6 yards off the line. And look at him, just look at him. Takes a shot, but stands in the pocket the entire time. And he has 7 yards on him right there. Goodness gracious.
And he threw it where he could go get it. And not where he gave him a chance to go catch it is what they tried to do on that. But boy, what the pocket presence. He knows he's going to get hit, Doug, and he just stayed in there and took it. Wow.
Trojans, too, since we talked about them being down 14-0, they flurried back in this one. Extra point is up. And in the controlled scrimmage part of it, guys, we're tied.
96. I'd like to give that kicker a shout-out, but he's not on the roster. But with that said, I want to thank Brett McCormick for giving us the roster.
That's right.
Man, this has been great. This is 2 years in a row that he's given us a roster like this, and so grateful for the job he does and the insight that he gives us as well.
Check him out at 1T Photography as well. All kinds of great shots, and we try to give back as best we can. We stepped up and sponsored his gallery in that game opening event against Bryant, so you'll be able to get your photos from the night for free. We appreciate the work that that Brett does.
It does look like they have the scoreboard going, Doug, so they'll probably control it from the sideline whenever they go to the quarter.
They're preparing for this one now. That unit, look, it's like Tecmo. Just drop back and send your man deep. This Lonsbury on the stop route, reminding us a little of E.J. Scott there.
EJ still at LC, or is he?
He's one of the best in the country. Yeah, that young man. He said we interviewed him, I guess, in the offseason. He said, yeah, it's not stop route Scott anymore. He gets down the field. He stretches the field. He and Darius Washington, along with Omar Davis and ex-Butler, do a great job over there too. But Grayson Thibodeau getting some first-team reps as well at tight end and H-back. Vaughn's going to hand it off here. That is Boss running, spinning, and going to be dropped at the 43-yard line.
Acadiana don't mind putting their nose in there, do they, Coach?
No, they don't. They've always been like this. I mean, they are tough. They're going to play tough. And look, when you've had 5 coaches in my lifetime of being at Acadiana, that just creates that standard. And they remind me so much of Ash or Alexandria because what they've had to, I mean, they've earned everything they've gotten, just kind of like what Coach Bachman and they've done here in the upgrades. They're just doing the same thing in Scott right now, Doug. They're just now getting a new field house. They're finally getting the right field. I mean, it's just, it's tough in those certain areas of the state to get the facilities that you see over time coming out, up north. But they're working so hard to play catch up. And that never fazed Coach Dotson or Coach Davison. They just kept winning. Coach Davison with his 5 state championships over or 4 state championships over at Acadiana when he was there. But it didn't matter to them. They just wanted an opportunity to play.
Well, I tell you, we went down last year for the scrimmage, and the environment from that crowd, okay, and we were on the field because we weren't broadcasting it, and it was a nice environment.
And look, I attended Barb High School, and I played against Acadiana. We scrimmaged against them just like Alexandria's doing, and look, tough just like that. So here we go. It looks like we're going to go live here.
They'll have a coin toss in this one. Looking at the captains for the Trojans tonight. Nick, why don't you take us through that? And that's a special moment. Look who is lined up at the captain on the left side.
Yeah, Bryson Phoenix, number 11 from left to right. You have Ja'Karian Griffin, number 5. You have Trey, Zone 9, Z9, K9 Williams. And then
right.
number 44 is Bayan. So Jaden Bayan. So very familiar names and faces, and great to see Bryson in there as well.
Yeah, that's a special moment. Of course, Bryson, who hurts his knee and injured out for the season. Of course, he's a mid-year graduate, as are a lot of these guys that are going on to play at the next level. Bayan is one of those as well. I think Fontenot is that way. But so Phoenix hurts his knee there in that Sunday 7-on-7 down in Baton Rouge in one that was supposed to be the Saturday before. But young man is going to end up playing just 1 year of high school football and is committed and will go play in San Marcos at Texas State. Acadiana getting a little fired up over there too. Man, what a thrilling set series that was with the 1s and the 2s.
And, you look at what Coach Dotson had to say about him. He just said, this team on paper looks so good, and no doubt we're going to win some games. And they, you go 8-4, and you go 7-0 in that 3-5A district, in Acadiana, that Lake Charles, that's no pushover either. But between Alexandria's district and that district, that's probably 2 of your toughest besides that Catholic district over there in the New Orleans area. Your top 3 districts in the state of Louisiana, and you talk about a lot of teams you're playing.
Yeah, that Catholic League is a tough one, to say the least.
And then you had Colton Nussmeyer, who's in there now as a quarterback for Rummel. So it's definitely
things have gotten interesting down there, to say the least.
So Nussmeyer's no longer at San Marco. At Marco.
No, yeah, he transferred this summer. Yeah,
with his dad.
Yep, sure did.
His mom and I went to school together.
Oh,
That's
okay.
pretty
I
interesting.
got you.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Small world.
Doug, I'm gonna make this game on the 22nd because it keeps making me.
Okay, help yourself. You're the one orchestrating that. So there you go. Looking at this, the Trojans have won the toss and have elected to receive. So they'll play 12-minute quarters. We'll keep the clock on. Is it 1 or 2, guys, that they're going to play?
We were told 1.
Okay,
but
we
we'll
were
see.
told 12 and 10 also.
That's right.
We've got our full interview with Bryson Phoenix coming up next week. We showed you a clip of it. You're going to want to watch that. He is a very, very intelligent, well-spoken young man, and was just a delight to sit down and visit with. Back deep to receive, I see Reggie Monroe on the far side. And who's that? Noble to the near side, Coach?
If he'll turn, I can see it.
Looking at the size of him, I think that's got to be Noble. And this is the timed portion of it, so they'll have kickoffs. They'll have all of those things. And we'll play it. And this is where things got real interesting last year in the scrimmage.
Yeah. I don't know if there'll be a return. Last year we couldn't return. It was like a fair catch for a touchback, but
But you want to get these guys some practice on catching it because Jamboree goes live next week. Kickoff team for Acadiana set and ready to go.
it's a big kicker.
Puts a foot into this one and about 8 yards back in the end zone. And such a weapon. And we told you, you'll see one of those from the Trojans as well in number 1, Eli Fung. That offense gets out there now and stops, turnovers, all of those things are back on now.
Playing live football, gentlemen.
Again, we told you that we'll be on the air down in Zachary next week, next Friday night for the Jamboree. Got a lot going on for you on Jamboree action. Grant's back in action. Pineville is back in action. Menard is back in action. They'll play up there in Northwestern, Grant, and Tioga and Menard will. Carson Sellers back. He puts Noble in motion. They'll swing it out to him. Noble's got it at the 15. Now gets back to the line of scrimmage. Makes a good cut. 30. Now 35 before he is driven out of bounds. And Noble showing what he can do out of the backfield as well.
Tylen Nolan for the Rams on the tackle there. Great job right there. Big pickup.
Jaden Everett lost his helmet and will have to come off. He is replaced by Roman Fuentes on that right side. First down and 10 for the Trojans as they go right to left. Noble's got it up the middle this time. Cuts around, spins, and he just continues to drive those legs forward. Progress will get him a gain of 4.
Once again, Nolan on the tackle, or leading the tackle there for the Rams.
Second down, they'll give him 5 is what forward progress all the way out to the 43-yard line. Line to gain is the 48. Toss comes to the near side, and Noble looks to cut inside, but makes a shifty move outside. Breaking through tackles to the 45, now 40. Goes Noble Williams.
Great job right there by Williams bouncing it outside on the tackle for the Rams. Joe Doran, the backside backer.
As special as Noble is, what a compliment when Kaysen is back, but Noble is just that back. Juniors, could you imagine Noble and Kaysen in the backfield at Brame when they were there? My goodness. First down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Going right to left inside Wrecking Rams territory. Carson and company look over to the near side, and Coach Donahoe will get them settled in. Coach Free makes some adjustments on that offensive line. We're set and ready to go. Sellers calls for it. Noble's got it once again. Noble off to the right side. Pickup of 4 on the play.
And once again, same young man for the Rams, number 47, and that is Doran on the tackle.
He's been in a bunch of them. Second down and 7, so they give him 3. The ball rests at the 38-yard line of Acadiana. In motion, and now just one in the backfield. Sellers, quick hitter over to KJ. KJ makes a spin. Now 25-20, 10-5, touchdown. KJ Ray, touchdown. They're marking him. They're calling a stoppage of it here. Let me see what they were doing here. They're going to call that one back, it looks like.
Stepped out at the 10 is what they're saying.
Stepped out at the 10-yard line on there. We'll see. The Trojans go pretty fast, so we may not be able to catch that one. We'll see what we have. Nope, all we got him back was in the end zone, but we'll have that highlight up for you guys this evening. What a good spin move that was. Nick, all the way down to the 10-yard line, so it's 1st and goal for the Trojans. Sellers calls for it, and Noble's got it, spins, hits the circle button, gets to the corner, makes another man miss, tries to cut inside and down at the 5.
On the tackle, Davian Bell for the Rams. Great job with that spin move to bounce it outside.
I think he spun a little bit earlier than the contact, though, anticipating that penetration there. Donut is in the slot to the near side alongside of KJ. Fontenot now comes in motion that direction. Snap is back, and Sellers rolls that way. Dumps it off. Fontenot's got it, and he's hit immediately. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. Like the way they rolled out to that side, but Acadiana was true to the task.
Davian Bell for the Rams, number 4 on the tackle.
They beef up that offensive line. Chris Williams comes back in at tight end. Now you've got KJ and Alex to the top of the screen. Nobody to the near side of it. H-back is there. And a toss goes back to Noble. He's going to follow that offensive line, but to no avail, and it's going to be 4th down. 4th down and goal from the 3, guys.
Great job by that Wrecking Ram defensive line to penetrate there and get inside the gaps of that offensive line. And here we go, 4th down in short in this early scrimmage of this quarter.
Trojans trying to see what they're able to do here. Snap is back. Carson's got it, fakes it, and he's rolling the other way, kind of a naked bootleg. Turns around, fires in and out of the hands. And that was just about as good of a play that you will find. We'll take a look at it one more time, slow it down some for you. But watch Carson sell it. Fakes the handoff to Noble, and everybody goes that way, and that play was wide open in the end zone. Just going to go in and out of the hands, and it will go over on downs to Acadiana.
Great play call right there on 4th and short. You know, you're not expecting
Who was
that.
it intended for? I'm sorry.
Chris Williams.
Williams, okay.
Tight end in there. Normally you think that he's in there to block, but was wide open. Nobody picked him up off the line. And DeBetta and that veer for Acadiana will start this one from the 3-yard line. Handoff is there. He's met in the backfield and going to lose a yard, actually. That last trip into the red zone for the Trojans, don't forget, brought to you by Riverside Hospital. Riverside Hospital Red Zone.
One interesting thing about DeBetta compared to previous Acadiana quarterbacks, he doesn't get down and hide himself like most of them have done in the past, and where you only see the helmet of the quarterback. He actually slumps over the center, so it's an awkward position for him, but you know, he's so tall, he's probably more comfortable by doing that.
2nd down and 10 following that no gain. They'll go back into the end zone with it, too, stepping aside. Boy, Turf Monster got him that time, or the vision of K5 coming at him.
A great sweep play right there by the Rams. Joseph on that carry, and great lead block right there. But, boy, K5 just he's so fast you can't block him.
Yep. And, Nick, we've seen him be that. He didn't necessarily make the tackle sometimes, but always had himself in position.
Yeah, no, he's been great. It's a lot of fun to watch him play for sure.
Money down for the Trojans. They'll try to get off the field on 3rd down into the neutral zone and back, so the Trojans are safe there. DeBetta back up under center. He'll run that dive again. The Trojans blow it up right at the line of scrimmage. My goodness.
Amarian Simon.
You take a look at it one more time here, Coach.
Cool.
Simon just met him head on.
and the coach comes out in me with the sound effects, so I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm watching the play. What an unbelievable hit by Simon to make him turn the ball over on downs.
Got a little John Madden in you there. Bang!
Ooh,
Who would
exactly.
get after it? On to punt is the big guy once again, number 90, Josh Marquez. Great job by that Trojan defense. And if you're going to have a defensive stop like that, that's why you can go for it on 4th down.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Marquez gets this one away just out of the outstretched arms of Trey Williams, who will block plenty this year. Don't worry about that. Coach, what did you see at the end of that one?
Well, the Acadiana did the Trojans a favor. That ball bounced and was going to roll for days. And I looked at the sidelines, and all the coaches are just like, let the ball go. And the young man just picked it up. So he's not even going to make it to the sidelines. They're already talking to him. So, yeah, please just let it bounce. But what a great punt right there by number 90, Marquez. I mean, that ball would have been rolling. That probably might have rolled down to the 30.
Trojans will start out here 1st and 10 from positive territory at the Acadiana 48-yard line. Motion brings Monroe into the backfield. He gets it now to the near side. Boy, look at the patience finding the – there's a face mask. Well, he just twisted his head around there. And Monroe looking over for the play and nothing doing there. 2nd down and 2. They'll give it out to the 41-yard line. Line to gain is the 38. Snap is back there, and handoff. Noble gets it after settling in. Oh, no, that's K5. That is Griffin that's got that one. Griffin bangs around, gets the 1st down to the 30. Let's see where they put him. They mark him out of bounds. It looks like at the 36, but that's enough for a 1st.
Utilize all the speed you have, and that's what they just did. Another little wrinkle in there for K5.
Yeah, Kyron Griffin doesn't get a lot of snaps offensively because he patrols defensively. You got to keep an eye on him. Sellers calls for the ball. Handoff. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Carson's got to fall on it and does. Looked like he was pulling that ball back, and Noble was already gone.
Yeah, that might have been a replay, but he wasn't sure. They're talking about it, and that's the great thing about those two.
Yep, they'll go out there and they'll figure it out. That's a loss of a yard. Back to the 37-yard line now. Sellers with Noble's flanked. Noble goes up to block, and what a chip block that was, giving Sellers all kinds of help. Wide open. Got it in the end zone. K.J. Ray, not to be denied this time. Touchdown, Trojans. Let's take a look at it one more time. Guys, watch the block by Noble to come up and just knock 8 off of the play. You'll see him on the top half of your screen. Noble comes up and just the linebacker's coming or the safety's coming and just spins him around. He's like, wait a minute. And Sellers now, there's not anybody 15 yards.
And he could have run it, but he kept his eyes down the field right there. But what a great job of looking back and making that block by Noble.
That's what you're in there for at that point. When they motion him out, they spread that pocket. Eli Fung puts this one up, and it's good. But, Coach, they like to roll that pocket out, and when you motion your guy from where you're at over to that side of it, gives you that extra blocker back there.
It does, and it gives him an opportunity of just a few more seconds. And so I'm sure on the play it was a double move for him to be that wide open. It probably was a curl and go or a stop and go of some sort. So it was a long pass play, and by him going back against the grain and making that block allowed Sellers plenty of time to make that touchdown pass. Great play right there.
There is a young man down on the turf for Acadiana, but he hops back up after this one. He's going to get helped off of the field. That is Brooklyn Lewis, who is getting assisted. And they got him off there quickly. Looked like the old sack race days, I guess, is what it was. That's great. Now, the first kickoff that was here went into the end zone from Marquez of Acadiana. We'll see what Eli's got. We all know what he's got, and we'll show you guys there. We're down under 5.5 minutes, 5:17 remaining in what has been a quickly moving period of play. Nick, an old soccer guy there, you like to see the success that Eli's having.
Yeah, like I said, we talked before that 3 years ago when I started this, I would have bet that Eli would be playing D1 soccer, and through this kicking and everything he's done, he's signed a scholarship for D1 football, so it's good work for him.
Looked like he slipped.
He did.
And that one's going to bounce around down to the 8-yard line where it is picked up there, far side, and taken down. So they'll end up about the same. Eli not excited about that at all.
He might not be excited, but what a great job by Devin Lee to get down the field and make that play. And we saw him in the earlier when the possession series where he almost tracked down the runner on their Acadiana's first touchdown. And so he showed his speed there on special teams.
Yeah, no, good work by him, and he was a special team player last year as well. So, yeah, no, you'll start seeing as the season goes, Coach. There'll be those certain guys that just around the football the whole game on special teams.
We saw that with Sykesville last year, played his way into a spot. First down and 10. DeBetta's got it. Dive up the middle and barreling through there and making that play defensively with Simon, and Simon doesn't stop. And that's what we saw last year when they were hitting the quarterback, because you got one's got quarterback, one's got pitch, one's got dive.
And Simon did a great job that time by just holding on to him and not trying to hit him up high. And so that's why he didn't get the flag this time like he did earlier in the controlled scrimmage.
They 4 yards on that play, so second down and 6. DeBetta wants to hit the dive, but in quarterback or the official of the far side comes running in. The side judge over there on Acadiana side of it give you a dead ball encroachment against the Trojans, and that looks like that's something maybe that they've been talked about watching that a little bit more this year.
Well, they're playing tight to the line of scrimmage, and hey, you don't want to give up any more yardage than you already have based on the ball position of the ball, but both sides have done that in this game where the defensive line they line up a little bit off sides, and these officials are going to call it, so they're getting them ready early.
Second down and less than a yard following that penalty. Line to gains the 32 of Acadiana. Dive is there, and they'll have a first down, and they're content just to grind. Guys, I know you've been watching it too, but I really like the cover work tonight of Jaden Minor. Minor's been solid, 21 to the near side.
He has, and he's got good technique, and he's done a phenomenal job so far.
Looking around this defense, and it's just full of playmakers out there. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line following that first down dive. Spin around to the near side, too. A little bit of a block at the back, nothing there. And grabbed up by 18, Julius Sykesville initially, but 8 yards on that pickup. Guys, they stretched it out, and what Acadiana does a good job is of sealing the edge and allowing those guys to get outside when they want to go.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having the two tight ends, and their tight ends have always been the workhorse of that group along with those offensive linemen, but their tight ends are always as big as the offensive linemen. From
the 42, they'll go second down and 2, clock right at 3 minutes. Dive up the middle, nothing doing there, and that's a backwards play, and you'll take that if you're the defense of the Trojans.
And that's that cutback play they ran earlier and didn't have any success. They went back to it where they're trying to run that running back across the grain, and what a great job by the D-line.
Money down once again for that Trojan defensive unit. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano, Thomas Scully, Jason Crooks on camera, 2T, Brett Stallsby down there with us. And third down and 2, it is. DeBetta comes up under center. You got to guess the dive's coming out. Great job to stop and get that one. We'll take a look at it again, courtesy of our friends at Firehouse Sub Coach as you take them through it.
Yeah, great job right there by the linebacker, number 46. That's Davis there, just plugging that hole right there off that B gap. And, man.
Look at the blitz by Trey. Trey was in there as well on that, Trey Williams. And, look, Trey is not afraid to stick his head in anywhere the ball is at. That young man just has a way of getting to the football, and, boy, he has turned himself into a solid 27. Fourth and short, Acadiana will go for it, and they get it. They roll through 4 or 5 yards before they're brought down, and that'll reset things first and 10 from the 49. Guys, 1:46 is where the clock stops in this one. Now, once it's reset, they'll start that back over. Again, we will join you next Friday night in Zachary, Louisiana. Coach Brew and that team, and they tell you the Broncos, it's all about the Z. They're proud of it down there. Great stadium. We've called a game there in the playoffs on that magical run to the state championship 5 years ago. Good work in the backfield, finally stringing him out and brought down. And that's Griffin that is there on top of number 9. Is that Joseph that's back there that ran that one?
Yes.
Or is that 8?
No, that's Joseph.
Okay. Oh, what a big play. I've a lot of penetration from this defense that they've been able to get Acadia in the backfield. There from our man Nick. He's trying some new things down there, man. He's
Playing a quiet game.
he is. He's like, Doug, we might have to talk about this again.
No, I'm good. My biggest issue is at the end of the downs.
Right.
If, as long as it's a punt, a kick, a touchdown, I'm okay. But so I've got KJ's touchdown was 68 instead of 48.
Second down at 11. That one dumped off to Joseph once again, unable to bring him down. That's Jayton that let him slip out of his hands. Had him stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Or did they call him down there? Yeah, he's going to be down right there. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. I don't know if a knee hit there, Coach.
His knee went down as he went out of bounds, but that was a great job by Griffin just to string it out, just to get him to the sidelines and use the sidelines to your advantage when you're one-on-one.
Yep, Jayton Terry came up and made the play there. Good job. 3rd down and 7. Money down again for the Trojans. DeBetta will step back and look over, and they'll get a timeout here as the clock sits at 1:11 to go in, we think, the only period. It's gotten to be 9:20, so I don't expect that they'll do another one after this. But, Nick, what have you seen about this Trojan defense that really gets you excited?
Well, I mean, we know how athletic we are. We know how athletic they are. We know how talented they are. But I'm very, very excited. And once again, we're going to miss Bryson a lot. But I'm very excited the way our defense has handled this run game, for especially the front 7 with Simon and Sykesville. And look, we don't even have Jackson Townsend out there. And
That's right.
we know the ball player Jackson Townsend is. So really excited, which I expected Bayon, expected Boatman, expected Rivette and Crutchfield and those guys from last year to really do well. But
keep your eyes
Quentin
on
Price. I'm sorry, not Crutchfield. Quentin Price.
Jarrell Miller.
Yeah.
It's number 57. We told you 5'8", 225. He has clogged some stuff up defensively, no doubt about it. Look at Bayon going over there and just and being a senior leader with those guys. 3rd down and 7. Money down again for the Trojans defense. They've done a good job of getting off the field. They'll run the option to the near side, giving chase is Trey. Oh, Trey and K5 and Trey. My goodness, they do well together. And that'll be 4th down again.
4th and short for the Rams, and you pretty much know what they're going to do here, Doug.
Watch Trey Williams and Jakyron Griffin just give chase to the near side as they see that option, and they just don't let him get to that corner. And that's what you got to have. Give yourself an opportunity, and it's 4th down and short. 1:05 remaining in this one. We'll see what the Trojans are able to do. Man coverage out on the far side as Jayton is on Chase Marshall. Or maybe that's Julian Papa. I don't know. Anyway, that draw is not going to, that dive's not going to get there, and the Trojans defense steps up. Cue the horns. Let's take a look at it, Coach. Take us through the middle of it where it just gets so clogged up. You got to get under.
Yeah, they tried to run that outside veer this time, and boy, look at the penetration by the defensive tackle, Bayon.
You see Bayon, you see Trey Williams is right there, and just a host of Trojan defenders that are there. And that's what we told you about Trey Williams. Undersized, be danged. He's going to put his nose to the football no matter where it's at.
Absolutely. And that's what you can't coach that. You can't coach that want. And that's
Absolutely
what this
not.
Trojan group has. And that's the difference you see. You've seen tonight, the want in them.
That young man's going to be a steal at the next level. He is. He's going to take care of business wherever he goes. Griffin, they play action to him, rolling to the corner. They'll check down to the middle slot there, and that was intended for the tight end Gaines McKenzie, unable to grab that one.
That was a great play call there. again, we talked about it. Fontenot gets the double team that you expect. He runs them off down the sidelines, and the tight end just coming across the middle. And don't be surprised right here if Monroe don't run something similar here in the slot at the top.
Get Vaughn and Jefferson back out there and let them go too. We saw that connection a couple of times for long range, but Sellers and Monroe and Sellers and Fontenot and KJ had a wide open touchdown. Trojans sit at 2nd and 10. Snap is back. Noble's going to get it up the middle, banging around. He'll spin there, get to midfield, keeps on spinning. 8-yard pickup down to the 49-yard line. Trojans moving quickly. 3rd down and 2. Sellers will call for the ball. Noble's got it again. Sidesteps a would-be tackler, spins into the 42, and a 1st down. Clock will stop momentarily to move the chains at 24 seconds. And this is normally at the end of the game, Nick, or timeout is taken. You'd just grind this out. But you're working on 2-minute drill here.
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Bachman and Coach Dono, and they're one of the best I've seen to have the patience with the running game. And like I said, this team, they can finish the game like that too, Coach. It's not all about just, how many points they put on the board. They've won many games, under 3 points, under 5 points since he's been here.
And here's the thing with so many weapons, and you and I talked about this earlier on tonight. With all the weapons they have, it's just anybody. And so the playbook is just, the plays are simple, but there's so many weapons. So you can just pick one person. Hey, we're going to go to this guy this time, or look for this one and check down to that one, because you got an offensive line that can just, hold that presence in that pocket for Sellers to just go level 1, level 2, level 3, whatever it is. And that's the difference you're seeing tonight.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans. They lead this one 7-0 in the timed period. 24 seconds left on the clock. Both units were tied at 28 in the scripted section. Back to pass to Sellers. He's rolling, facing a lot of pressure. He's got to step up, square the shoulder, stutter steps, throws this one away, and lives to play another down. Nick, you've been around him for, I guess this is the 3rd year now. The maturity there to hang on and not to try to force something, but just to dump it out of bounds.
Yeah, and once again, I'll bring up the fact that he's able now to get away from that pressure, just to avoid that sack. I think 2 years ago that probably would have been a sack. But yeah. But also you want your quarterback to have the trust and the confidence to make the throws as well.
Carson Sellers headed to Lamar when his high school career is over. This has got to be the most Trojans that I've ever seen sign at D1 level. In motion goes Burford. Back to pass now is Sellers. He's giving time. Great time going down the field to Fontenot, and tremendous job by the DB, just a step in the way of that one.
Coach, question. He never turned his head.
He made contact. That's a judgment call. There's no doubt about it. But you got to make a play on the ball. And so as an official, the receiver and the defender outran the official.
Correct.
So the official was trailing the play.
Gotcha.
You got to have the same vision that the DB has, meaning you're burnt, and so you're not playing the ball. That should have been a flag. But, again, the official was behind the play. So I'm not sure what the rule is on that now if you're an official. 2
to the top, 2 to the near side. Monroe is in the slot. Burford is in the slot this side. He switches sides and goes the other way. Here comes that pressure, dumping off the little middle screen. That is complete to Noble, who will be out of bounds. And
Carson took a hit, but the white hat was right there. So
hops
I guess
right
it was
up,
okay.
and that should do it. These teams will line up after playing 1 quarter, and that will do it. So they officially are going to just play 1. Turned out pretty good. The Trojans will take away a slight advantage in this one, but I think what they take away more from this, Nick, is that they never quit. They kept battling. That second unit played very well, and all in all, pretty good scrimmage.
Yeah, especially with the delay that you have, with the lightning and everything. So both teams adjusted well, but I will say a little bit better than what we did last year on the scripted plays. In my opinion, from last year. Now the live action last year on the scrimmage, we did win that portion of it. But I'm really excited, and also very good to see, in my opinion, the backup quarterback, Vaughn. And then the two young receivers, sophomore receivers. What was it, Jefferson and and Price.
Yeah,
you know.
Brylan Jefferson and Marcus Price are going to be weapons as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see KJ Ray
Yep.
get back
Very
in
good.
there.
Yep.
And, oh, by the way, Kason Williams will be back with the Trojans next week. We believe in that one. But you saw the kind of power back, and it's not been that long ago. I get that. You don't like to compare. But JT would finish off drives and finish off and run downhill towards the end of the game, and we saw a lot of that out of Noble.
Yeah, and Coach, you're really gonna enjoy, that part of this team. Just the home run hitters that they have all across the board, both backs, and then the wide receivers. Like I said, you had Reggie Donut, Monroe to the mix, and it's gonna be a fun games to call, Coach.
Yeah, and here the challenge was, anytime you play a split back veer team like Acadiana, it's all about assignment football. Well, you've been beating on each other in the early spring practice, fall practice, and you're just wanting to go play against somebody else. And tonight, they showed energy, and you saw the energy that these guys have been working hard.
Yeah.
I mean, in this heat, they've been getting up early in the morning. They've been practicing hard, but to see them play at this level with this and just not miss a beat, like they great tackling, great play calling, great execution. Sellers did a great job. Vaughn did a great job at quarterback. Your running backs did a great job. And it was, just several running backs they used with the two groups. But I just love to see the whole, just the energy level. Nobody, it's 150%, and you're just all out.
Physicality on that defensive front seven was solid. You're able to do that because your DBs can play such tight coverage on there. We saw Minor on this side. We saw Harris on the other side able to lock things down, and that lets your front seven get back there and get to it. Carter Davis, I was impressed with the work that he was able to do in this one also. A lot to work on, as the coaches would tell you. We got to get back to work tonight, he said, to get these things fixed. They'll do all of it. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll be at Zachary next Friday night. The crew will head down there and bring you Jamboree action. Not sure the details on it, the start times. I think the freshmen and JV will do some work in there, but we'll bring you all of that information throughout the week and invite you to stick around and keep an eye on that. Big shout out to all of our sponsors that make this possible for us. Of course, 446 Sports is brought to you by Bell Grand, Lanyap Home Care and Central Management. Of course, Explore Alexandria Pineville. Our friends at Riverside Hospital back on board this year. Couldn't keep the ticker alive without our friends at Sadler's Towing. Look for their big sign to be going up on the scoreboard over there at LCU in the next couple of weeks on there, too. Had some Kings roll into that, but that sign will be coming up there. BK Distributors, BU Designs, Doug Young Nursery, Walk-Ons, where we'll be in a couple of weeks, and Southern Air. Keep an eye out for our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game, and Lighted Up Digital Billboards, who this year, depending on where you live and what you're looking at, are going to have our Players of the Game up there, too. So this community is really behind high school sports on there. Take us out of the equation. They're behind high school sports, and we appreciate those guys. Final thoughts, Nick?
I'm just excited about the season, excited that football's here. Once again, a couple little setbacks, this summer with some injuries, but this Trojan team is deep enough to really make a run this year.
Absolutely. Coach?
A lot of depth, a lot of excitement, balance on offense. Defense was tenacious and got out of this scrimmage injury-free.
I don't think we can add anything else to it. It's been a tremendous night for my man Thomas Scully, Nick Magnano, Brett Stallsby, Jason Crooks, KP Miles. I am Doug Gant. God bless you all, and good night.